It's minicamp and OTA season, and today we're looking at the Cleveland Browns and looking at the quarterback battle. And today it's Shaderur versus Joe Flacco. We're going to be looking at those clips and what they're doing in workouts. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at practice, rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, training camp, workouts, seeing what your favorite players are doing behind the scenes. Your rookies, those quarterback battles, guys coming back from injuries. Those guys you're drafting soon in fantasy football, whether it's dynasty or redraft, it's all going to be right here, and it's little news and nuggets. Click that button. Stop missing out. You need to stay tuned to your players. But we're looking at Flacco and Shaderur, so we got a few minutes of Shaderur, then a few minutes of Flacco. The more Shaderur, the more Flacco. We'll loop this and keep talking ball if necessary, because we'll ramble on these players. There's Shaderur. I did not have Gabriel and Pickett in here. If you want that, I'll do another video. I've been doing lots of videos on all the players, and if there's a player you guys keep watching, I'll keep doing it. Last Sunday, I dropped a Shedeur Sanders buffet. Go watch that, because I got rookie camp and OTAs together up to the middle of last week, because those days didn't happen yet. But I'll also do buffets on the players as well if you're interested in them. Buffets mean everything I got. I just unload the clip. But Shaderur's got the clip. He's got a lot of clips on him, more than any other player. More than any other player, he's got more clips on him than anybody this offseason so far. He's got more than the entire Dallas Cowboys. Let's just say it that. More than some other teams. Shaderur and Flacco are the two front runners per beat writers, per ESPN radio and the other radio stations coming out, from what I'm seeing in the clips. And Shaderur's been looking good. He's been stacking days. He's been on a tear from rookie camp to now. He's had very few throws off. Very few. Not 100% perfect. I do believe this is the stack of clips where the one pick is in there, and the pick was more of a batted ball. But he's been on the money a lot of the throws. He's been on the money. He's got a beautiful deep ball, especially back pylon, contested, by the sideline. He can fit that. He's very, very accurate. Flacco's been looking solid. Flacco has been outstanding with the ball, but you have to understand the context of OTAs. OTAs, you're getting some 7-on-7, some 11-on-11s. It's a little bit more intensive than rookie camp. But we don't have the pads on. We're greasing the wheels to get deeper into the off season. And I would know this because we cover all these clips and we go from team to team. And some teams are different than others when it comes to OTAs and rookie camp. Some teams, they'll do the drills. They don't let their beat writers cover them. When I'm talking about 11-on-11, 7-on-7s, it's extensive like this. Or they're more limited than other teams. They're lighter than other teams on the practices. Right now, we're getting things installed. We're seeing what we got under the hood. Vets and rooks now all together mixed in. All in all, Shedur's been acclimating very well. Here's him on the move. And I think he's underrated when he's on the move. Just go look at when he was at the FCS level. He was on the move a little bit more on some of his throws. And he's money on that. He's just an accurate passer. He's very cool, calm, collected. He's a very cool, calm, collected passer. My Colorado Buffalo fans, where are you at? Because I love you guys. You guys are always there when I'm covering Colorado Buffalo recruiting. Let me know how you've been feeling about Shaderur. I know you guys like sticking around because I like to keep it positive. There's Joe Flacco. Flacco's been looking good. So the beat reporters / radio station said Kenny Pickett's had some down practices. I saw one blurb while looking at Kenny Pickett clips saying that he was off the mark on some of his throws. Even the ones that he made were like almost interceptions. That was from a couple days ago. And the radio station said out of the 4 quarterbacks, and this was middle of last week, that he was in last place. Gabriel had some balls batted down. That was last week, and his height was standing out. But Gabriel, for what I believe with him, is a good developmental backup, where Shaderur's got more upside for starter. And there's a good, pretty ball there by Flacco. Flacco, solid for an older veteran. Like a good veteran to have there to lead the charge as you're bridging to these younger quarterbacks. That's what you got there with Flacco. Before the draft, we had Flacco and Pickett. I thought Flacco was going to be the guy. Pickett was there to compete, and you have a buffer for whatever young quarterback you brought in. And I was guessing it was either going to be Shaderur or a guy early second or whatever. I did not expect what happened in the draft. Nobody did. It is what it is. Now we're into June, so we got to talk about what we got. Flacco, he's got to keep stacking days too. Like, this is still quarterback battle. And the thing about Flacco, like, he's got a decorated past. Especially he had a good run with the Browns. He stepped in with some teams and looked good where others thought it wasn't going to happen. But we can also have runs of picks. We can have, there's one deflected there. We can also have runs of picks. We've seen that. And we have a tough schedule. With the schedule being tough to start a season, and Browns media has mentioned that when we're talking about I think it's the Dog Podcast or whatever, Orange and Brown or whatever. Listen to some of those episodes. That's one of their concerns. Mary Kay Cabot was on there talking about that. Maybe you want one of the veterans starting the season and then a transition point. When do you think Shedur's going to get a start, when he's going to get his opportunity? Do you think it's going to go vet, transition to one of the young guys, more than likely Shaderur, or you think there's going to be multiple quarterbacks throughout the year? I do know, and I don't know, but we covered the radio clips. Stefanski likes Pickett. He likes him, but he's not going to give you what he really thinks of these players. He wasn't going to bite on the radio staff when they were asking him those questions. Who's leading? He wasn't. Flacco's the vet to watch, and you'll know more when the pads get on. There it is again. Ward making the play. Back to Shaderur. That ball was money right there. Again, Shedur's been hot. Shedur's been money right now with the Browns. And I look for him to be money in this scenario. My only thing is watching him when the pocket breaks down. Sometimes he'll drift too far back. Sometimes that will happen. But we nail that down. We got a pretty ball. We're accurate downfield. Like I said with the mobility, I think that was underrated throughout the process. Like, I think he can throw on the run a bit. Like, of course, not Michael Vick or anything like that, but I think we can extend things out. But plays like that, tight coverage, end zone, back pylon, round the sideline, that's where the money happens. And he's cool, calm, collected. And back here, you notice it, between plays, carries himself like a vet. He carries himself like a vet. That's the thing. You got Flacco, then Shaderur on this one. He's been looking solid. Now he's getting less reps and less runs with the ones than Flacco. That's something to count on from what I'm seeing from accounts, but I'm also seeing accounts that are all over the place too, that of beat writers and stuff being here. Them trying to keep stats so they can get buzz on social media, and the stats don't make sense, and there's another beat writer with different stats, and then the radio stations will have their own stats. We covered that about a month ago, and we talked about how crazy that was. But we've been covering the Browns quarterback battle extensively, multiple videos a week. We'll dip into those radio stations, get their clips, talk about what they're talking about. But really, they're trying to get their views with this. So you really have to, sift through it. So I'm trying to give you as many clips as possible. And really, things are going to come to a head once those joint practices come out. So right during those weeks of the preseason games where they're having the joint practices, that's when things are going to come to head. That is when you're going to know. And that's when I'm going to make sure, I may just double take on some vids. Like, I may just keep so you guys can see them. Like, repurpose things more those weeks, so you can make sure you see them. Like the Joe Flacco vid I did last week, I only had like 300 views, and people in my Shaderur videos in the comments were asking for the vids on the other quarterbacks. And Flacco's got the next most. Kenny Pickett's got a little bit. Gabriel's clips have slowed down a lot since rookie camp. It's mostly Shaderur, next Flacco. A little bit less than that is Pickett. They're doing okay with Pickett. The beat writers are when it comes to getting clips. So I'll have a Pickett video out soon. I feel like that's necessary. Gabriel's got a few. I covered that when they were more prevalent about a week and a half ago on Gabriel's clips. There's the batted ball for the pick on Shaderur. Again, you look at the clips and you draw your conclusions. There's Judkins. There's Sampson. They're dressed up nice at running back. They're looking good. Judkins, first-round caliber running back prospect, they get in the second round. Sampson, day 2 running back prospect, they get on day 3. That's good. Thunder, Lightning, a good backfield that they can look to for the season, long-term. 2 solid running back prospects with a lot of upside. Definitely telling you that. 2 very solid running back prospects. There's Flacco, or was that Shaderur? Pretty ball. Getting it out. Yeah, we're back to Flacco. Flacco is a sound quarterback, a sound veteran, a sound bridge. A sound bridge quarterback for any team that's looking for that. And that might be their process. That might be. I saw in the comments somebody was expecting Shaderur to win the job next week. From what I gather from teams and how they do things, they'll draw it out because they can. They got time. They got training camp. They're going to use that resource of training camp because they have the resource. And when training camp gets thick, pads are on for sure. Joint practices, you're just having more things thrown at these quarterbacks, 2-minute drills against other defenses. And you're seeing more reps from that. That's when you're going to see it. And preseason's like the icing on the cake of that. Like, that's the cake. Like, the cake's the joint practices, and then the icing, maybe cherry on top, is the preseason game. It's limited reps, remember? Like, your starter may not even be in the first game getting the first reps, and you have your young guys in, and you're looking to see what's going on. And each team's different with how they allocate the reps. You got to think about that. But in those practices, things are coming to a head, especially when you got a battle like this. When you got a battle like this going on. The fact that we're looking good right now, and I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett. It's been documented for years. I'm not, and not boasting I was right or anything. It's just Jordan Addison really buoyed his stock. If it wasn't for Jordan Addison, he would not have got drafted in the first round. That was a horrid quarterback class as well. So, yeah. And he was a cheap first-round pick. Like, he's back in first round. So, Steelers took their shot. They whiffed hard. Now, we're with the Browns here. Trying to rejuvenate it, jumpstart it, whatever you want to call it. I think Shaderur's tough competition for him. I think Shaderur is very tough competition for him. I think Shaderur and Flacco is going to be the back and forth in camp once we get it rolling next month. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the clips to run out. I'm excited to get deeper into that. I'm excited to get the pass rush in there with pads on. Just see how things are popping. Just to see. Just see how the pocket breaks down. And you never know what's going to happen in camp. But right now, Shedur's looking good. He's looking good. You can't ask for more. He's looking solid. Let me know what you think in the comments below and hear about that. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.